Hello everyone, here is Max, and today we're talking about Luminlay. And let's begin with answering these two questions. What is Luminlay and why would you need something like that? Well, apparently it stands for luminescent inlay, or in other words, glow-in-the-dark thread markers. Luminlay is a Japanese product and the website claims it to be the best of its kind. Well, I'm not sure if that's provable, but anyway, this is a nice little feature to have. Like if you're on stage and a song begins in a complete darkness, that kind of thing. I wanted to have something like this in my guitar, because why not? So I found this website, luminlay.com, and there are quite a few different options here, 2 colors and a lot of different sizes for the front of the fingerboard and side dots. There are even some glow-in-the-dark accessories for pedals, and any of that can be ordered directly from the website. The prices are in Japanese yen, and for example for side dots, 1800 yen makes a little less than 14 euros or a little more than 16 US dollars. But this doesn't include shipping. Okay, there are more options here for the front of the fingerboard and glow-in-the-dark fret lines for fretless instruments. Well, there are also some instructions here on how to install it. And a list of brands who already use Luminlay. You can see ESP, Mayonnaise Guitars, Strandberg and some others. I've picked SB30 and got it from eBay because for some reason it was more convenient for me than buying from the official website, even though it was a little bit more expensive. Just for fun, I've checked Facebook and turned out Luminlay has a page with a lot of nice pictures and more than 9,000 likes. Well, let's take a closer look at the product. This is literally all I found inside of the envelope, these 2 little pieces. The listing on eBay mentioned it's supposed to be 60mm, so let's check how much we've actually got. The long piece is a little over 60, and the short one is about 20, which makes a little over 80 altogether. Well, that's a good sign, they've sent me even more than I expected. How about glowing in the dark? Well, right away, not really. But let's charge it with an LED light and see what happens. Oh yeah, that looks better. Well, because I've ordered SB30, it is supposed to be 3mm thick. And it is indeed very close to that. Well, as I mentioned before, I wanted to use it for my guitar, which was still a work in progress at that moment. Well, as you can see here, I've got the neck, which doesn't even have the right shape yet, but I think it is the right time to install the side dots. And I want to have a standard set of dots, like 1 dot at 3, 5, 7, 9, and 15, 17, 19, 21, and 2 dots at 12 and 24th fret. So I guess I'll just take a ruler and a pencil and mark the right positions for dots. By the way, this fingerboard is much thicker than a regular one. It is about 7mm thick, and that's for a reason. So I'll be drilling holes right in the middle of it. Okay, I'm done here, and I happen to have a drill bit which is supposed to be the right size. So let's go to one of my favorite tools, the drill press. Well, you don't necessarily need to have one to install Luminlay, but I believe it's gonna be more accurate like this rather than without drill press. I'm obviously doing this for the first time and I don't want to screw anything up, so I'm very cautious about everything. Like taping the fretboard won't harm, right? Or using a radius sanding block as a support. Anyway, the most important thing at this point is using the right drill bit, for wood, not for metal or anything else. Trying to make precise job with the wrong drill bit is not fun. The whole drilling thing could be much harder if the neck was already shaped, and that is another reason why I've decided to install Luminlay at this stage. How deep to drill? Well, that's a good question. Well, I've got 80mm of Luminlay and I need 12 markers. 80 divided by 12 makes a little over 6mm for each. I want to have 1, maybe 1.5 mils on top before sending it down flush with the surface, and I don't really need it to go deeper than maybe 3, so I will be drilling something between 3 and 4mm into the fretboard. Unfortunately, my drill bit happened to be a little thinner than the Luminlay bar. Not a big deal, I'll just sand it down a bit with a piece of sandpaper. Well, now it's time to install the thing. I will be using something like super glue, because why not? I will simply put a little bit of it on the tip and, well, you know, stick it in. And now you can see that I'm a little bit too optimistic about X-Acto tools. No, it's not gonna work. Luminlay is simply too hard for X-Acto blades. I ended up using a fret cutter. That worked just fine. Let's speed up a little bit. It's the same procedure, it's pretty easy. The only thing to mention here, you don't want to abuse them too much while cutting. And the final stage of this installation is sanding. I used a file and some sandpaper for that. Pretty easy, nothing extraordinary. Now that it's ready, let's check what it looks like in the dark. A time machine just helped us to jump from a few months ago to today. Now the guitar is almost finished and we can check what Luminlay looks like on the real instrument. I have to say I'm pretty happy with the result. I've already played a couple of shows with this guitar and normally you wouldn't even notice those markers. But they are actually charging off the stage light, and once it goes off and it's completely dark, those side dots is the only thing you see. They are not too bright, but bright enough for you to know where exactly you are on the neck. And that's pretty convenient. The funny thing is, I happen to have a new Ibanez guitar, RG1070, and it already comes with Luminlay installed. How cool is that? They are green here as opposite to blue ones on my guitar, but work in exactly the same way. Well done, Ibanez. And here comes the question, is it worth it? For a guy like me who only needs it for one guitar, it totally makes sense to buy it from Luminlay for 18 bucks. But I guess for a manufacturer, it's too pricey. Considering the fact that you can buy a liter of epoxy for about 40 bucks, or even as low as 10 if you happen to live in Russia, and then mix it with a fluorescent powder, which is really cheap. And here you have it, enough Luminlay for hundreds of guitars for a price of 2 original Luminlay sets. That's what I would do if I was building, let's say, Ibanez guitars. That is probably what they are doing anyway. So, what do you think? Would you install something like this on your guitar? Write it in the comments below and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And that's all for now, thanks for watching, I'll see you soon.